This is the 2026 BMW M2 CS. The wildest, sharpest, and most addictive compact performance car BMW has ever unleashed. For nearly 100 grand, you get 523 horsepower, a rear end that loves to dance, and a chassis so alive it feels like it's talking to you through the steering wheel. BMW calls it a CS. We call it a drift-obsessed monster that redefines what a modern M car should feel like. The current G87 generation M2 was already one of the most exciting driver's cars out there, a true standout in an era of oversized, over-digitalized performance machines. But BMW's M division decided that wasn't enough. They went back to the lab, shed weight, cranked up the power, and tuned every line of code and every millimeter of suspension geometry to build something raw, fast, and brutally fun. This is the result. The M2 CS looks aggressive from every angle, like it's flexing even when parked. Its front fascia is wider, lower, and meaner than the standard M2s, with gaping openings that gulp air like a fighter jet's intake. BMW ditched the typical grille-heavy face, opting instead for a cleaner, more functional design that focuses on cooling. Behind those openings sit oil coolers, radiators, and a heat exchanger feeding that twin-turbo inline-six. Not up top, you'll find a standard carbon fiber roof, not just for show, but for saving precious pounds and lowering the car's center of gravity. Carbon also appears on the rear diffuser, side mirrors, and a painted ducktail spoiler that gives it that perfect motorsport edge. The stance is pure performance, 19-inch forged wheels up front, 20s in the rear, filling those flared fenders to perfection. Every wheel design on the CS is forged and lightweight, because every ounce counts when you're chasing perfection. Even standing still, the M2 CS looks like it's about to lunge forward. There's nothing subtle about it, and that's the point. Step inside, and you're greeted with a cockpit that screams business. Deep carbon fiber bucket seats hold you tight, not plush, but perfectly shaped for performance driving. BMW nailed the ergonomics here. Even for taller drivers, the driving position feels spot on. These same seats are optional on the standard M2, but they come standard here, saving weight and adding that race car feel. Carbon fiber is everywhere. Center console, door trim, dashboard accents. Even the center tunnel is a huge block of exposed carbon, and yes, it's completely missing cup holders. BMW clearly wants to remind you, this car isn't about sipping lattes, it's about apex hunting. Ironically though, a big soda cup still fits perfectly in the rear cubby. Maybe by accident, maybe as a secret nod to American practicality. The rest of the cabin blends Alcantara, soft leather, and high-gloss piano black finishes. It feels premium but raw, like a blend of luxury and purpose-built aggression. Everything you touch feels solid, every click intentional. All this carbon obsession pays off. The 2026 M2 CS sheds about 97 pounds compared to the standard M2. It might not sound like much, but in performance tuning, every pound matters. And if you tick the box for BMW's optional carbon ceramic brakes, an $8,500 upgrade, you'll shave off another 40 pounds of unsprung weight. Those ceramics aren't just light, they're beasts. Massive 6-piston calipers up front, single piston rears, and discs measuring 15 inches and 14 inches. They offer incredible bite, precise modulation, and zero fade, even after repeated track abuse. Underneath, the M2 CS takes a mix of parts from BMW's hardcore lineup. The transmission mount comes straight from the M4 GT4 race car, and the dampers are shared with the legendary M4 CSL. Spring rates are firmer, ride height drops by 8 mm, and alignment settings bring more negative camber up front. The result? Sharper steering, quicker rotation, and a balance that feels astonishingly close to mid-engine precision, despite having a twin-turbo straight six sitting over the front axle. BMW didn't stop there. They reprogrammed almost every electronic system: adaptive dampers, steering calibration, ABS, throttle mapping and traction control. This isn't just tuning by numbers, it's an art form. The car reacts instantly, intuitively, making every driver feel like a hero. And then there's the heart of the beast, the S58 engine. A twin turbocharged 3.0-litre inline-six, pushing 523 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque. That's a 50 horsepower and 36 pound-foot jump over the regular M2 launch control engaged, and the CS rockets from 0 to 60 in just 3.7 seconds. Keep your foot planted, and it'll storm through the quarter mile in 11.7 seconds, before topping out at 188 miles per hour. Sadly, there's no manual gearbox this time. BMW only offers the CS with an 8-speed automatic. But to its credit, this transmission is lightning quick, intuitive, and brilliantly tuned. In manual mode with the paddles, gear shifts hit hard and clean, making you forget you ever cared about clutch pedals. We spent a full day thrashing the M2 CS at Michelin's Lawrence Proving Grounds in South Carolina. A mix of high-speed straights, technical corners, and an autocross course designed to push traction limits. The verdict? This car is utterly addictive. Throttle response is instantaneous. The twin turbos spool fast and the torque hits like a hammer in the mid-range. Traction control off and the M2 CS transforms into a drift weapon. The rear end comes alive, playful yet predictable. You can dance right on the edge of grip, modulating the throttle perfectly as the chassis communicates every move. Even in wet conditions, the CS's balance shines. BMW's 10-stage M traction control system allows for progressive slip, from full grip to full drift, giving you fine control over just how wild you want your drive to be. It's a system designed not to limit fun, but to enhance it. As the track dried, the CS only got better. Through high-speed sweepers, the steering felt razor-sharp, and the car's differential worked overtime to put power down cleanly. It's that rare car where electronics and mechanics work in perfect harmony. The steering deserves a standing ovation. It's quick, direct, and loaded with feedback. Every bump, every slip, every micro-correction comes through your fingertips. The front end feels almost impossibly light for a front-engine car, so much so that it mimics the responsiveness of a mid-engine layout. And yet, despite this agility, it never feels nervous or twitchy. BMW nailed the balance between stability and excitement. Body roll, practically non-existent. Ride comfort, firm but never punishing. It's the kind of setup that rewards precision driving without shaking your teeth loose. Braking performance is another highlight. Those carbon ceramic brakes don't just stop the car, they slam it to a halt with ruthless efficiency. Even in cold, wet conditions, pedal feel remains consistent and confidence-inspiring. On the road, they offer phenomenal stopping power without harshness, and on track, they're fade-free, even after repeated full throttle to full brake runs. It's easy to see how BMW engineered this car to handle both daily driving and hardcore circuit work. On public roads, the M2 CS is a little rowdy, firm suspension, loud exhaust, and a drivetrain that constantly begs for open tarmac. But that's exactly what makes it special. This isn't a luxury cruiser. It's a street-legal adrenaline shot that demands to be driven hard, yet it's surprisingly livable. Visibility is good, seating position is comfortable, and the cabin feels more premium than any compact sports coupe has a right to. You could daily drive it, but you'd constantly be fighting the temptation to take the long, twisty route home. Now, let's talk numbers. The 2026 BMW M2 CS starts at $99,175. That's about $32,000 more than a standard M2. Pricey? Absolutely. But when you factor in the upgrades, more power, less weight, carbon construction, sharper tuning, and those exclusive details, the CS starts to make sense. The previous generation M2 CS from 2020 cost around $87,000, which, adjusted for inflation, would be over $109,000 today. And that car had less power, less tech, and fewer refinements. The new CS gives you more performance for fewer dollars in real terms. As for competition, think Lotus Emira and Porsche Cayman GTS. Both mid-engine, both phenomenal, but neither offers back seats or the same brutal turbocharged punch. The M2 CS delivers similar thrills while being far more practical. It's the performance car you can actually live with. At its core, the M2 CS is a celebration of driving purity in a world that's rapidly going electric and autonomous. It's unapologetically mechanical, delightfully analog in its feel, and designed for people who still love to steer, shift, and slide. Every inch of this car, from the stiffened chassis to the recalibrated throttle maps, feels engineered for connection. It's a machine that rewards skill but also builds confidence. Even average drivers can feel like pros behind its wheel. And that's what makes it so special. It's not just fast, it's alive. So, is the 2026 BMW M2 CS worth its six-figure price tag? Absolutely. It's the best version of one of the best modern performance cars on sale. It's lighter, sharper, faster, and more intoxicating than ever before. BMW didn't just make the M2 quicker, they made it emotional. The way it slides, the way it talks to you, the way it makes every drive feel like a special event. That's something money can't always buy. The M2 CS is proof that the ultimate driving machine still exists, and it just might be wearing a $99,000 price tag. This has been the 2026 BMW M2 CS, an addictively good drift machine. That proves BMW M still knows how to make magic. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more future car reviews, only here on Cars Van, where the future of performance meets passion.